Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about Yusaku Kinoshita versus Billy Goff. Billy is 8-2 as a pro, 25 years old, and he's given up 2 inches of height but has 1 inch of reach over 23-year-old Kinoshita, who is 6-2 as a pro. This is going to be a damn good fight. That's my prediction. This is going to be a damn good fight. Kinoshita's got 6 wins, 6 finishes, 4 via knockout, 2 via submission. He's a dangerous guy. And his 2 losses come 1 via DQ and 1 via TKO. He was disqualified for grabbing the cage against this guy, Rimoshiro Sumamara. He was a little overzealous there, and inexperience cost him. He was grabbing the cage while kicking him, by the way. It wasn't like he was defending a takedown. He was, fucking Wes Sims, illegal kicking him, even though those were stomps. Adam Fugit beat him in his one legit loss, if you want to call it that. That was in his last fight, in his UFC debut. Fugit, it goes down as a grappling loss, I guess, but he hurt him. It's definitely a major strike against Kinoshita's durability overall. Fugit dropped him and then never let him up once he had control over him. Just dominated him on the ground and ended up getting him out of there pretty damn quickly. In round 1 anyway. Some strikes against him there for sure, but still there's a good amount of promise with Kinoshita. He's a dangerous guy. Got that finish on the Contender Series over the guy Jose Henrique Souza. That was a finish in round 3, big left hook. He also got a flying knee over some other guy, and his 2 submissions are a guillotine and a rear naked choke. The guillotine in round 1. Billy Goff, he's a fucking Terminator, this guy. He's a really fun fighter to watch. He's got some really good traits, but some of those traits have me worried. He's got a lot of grit and tenacity, but that's the type of shit you can only display if you're getting hurt. And he's been hurt a few times, definitely seems vulnerable, but he's never been knocked out. Well, actually, he has been knocked out. But no, he hasn't. That was a cut. He lost to this guy, Jonathan Pico, and it was due to a cut, and he was winning the fight. He was taking over that fight. And he lost. His other loss comes to a decision to the guy, Cameron, who was on The Ultimate Fighter. That was a 5-round fight, championship fight, in like his 3rd fight as a pro. And he lost it, in my opinion, but he fared very well, especially down the stretch, even though I thought he lost round 5, too. But he looked good in a 5-round fight, going up against a guy with a lot more experience. So 2 forgivable losses there, especially because the cut, it's like it never happened. But I should mention, as an amateur, he was finished twice via technical submission. At the 3-minute mark, he was unconscious, once to a triangle, once to a guillotine. And, the amateur rounds are 3 minutes, so after the bell rang, they realized he was out cold, and the fight was stopped. Speaks to his toughness, but also some vulnerabilities. And again, those fights are 6-7 years ago, or 5-6 years ago, so there's a lot of forgiveness there, as I like to say, but it happened, just mentioning it. He has heart, which he's shown in plenty of his fights, but certainly in his last one against Shimon Smatritsky on the Contender Series. He was hurt badly in that one and took over and beat the shit out of him. Billy is a guy that I think a lot of his victories are going to be TKOs. They could come on the feet, but they could easily come on the ground as well. He's just one of those guys that wants to seek and destroy, and he's got the striking and the wrestling, but he's I think it's a style that's going to run into a brick wall sooner than later. I think somebody's going to clip him, and he won't be able to come back from it, or he's not going to be able to overwhelm some guys with his style. And it's going to fall flat when he's looking for that second wind and to take over. I just think that's not going to work against some guys. I don't know if it's going to work against Kinoshita, but I'm picking it to work. I think Billy Goff is vulnerable. I think he could get knocked out in round 1. But if he doesn't fall to the power of Kinoshita, I'm picking him to win this fight, to wear down Kinoshita and take over the fight in one way or another. It'd be interesting if this one went to a decision. That would be really interesting, but I don't see that happening. I see this one being a finish. Either very early for Kinoshita, or kind of early, middle of the fight with Billy Goff. And I'm picking Billy Goff. I think Billy is going to, I think he's going to wear him down. I think he might get hurt, but I think he's going to outwork him and suck some of the life out of him in the middle of that fight with his volume and get the victory. So Billy by TKO is the prediction, round 2. And I bet on Billy Goff as an underdog, plus 115. I don't love it because I don't have the most faith in him. And I still think Kinoshita's got something to prove here. But nevertheless, he is my pick. I'm going with Billy. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit, and check out my other videos.